Hey, Butler.
Hey, Mike. No. I do declare I want this to be a fantastic, fabulous Southern Gentleman's podcast today. I want it to be just magnificent. I want to invite everyone around. I want Architecture Digest. I want Town and Country Weekly. I want everyone around to see how fabulous our podcast is.
Well, why'd you invite the male hustlers?
Well, that's for my own proclivities.
Oh, all right. That's right. We are doing Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil while drinking your juice in the hood. No, wait, no, that's not it. That's just a really long title.
Ladies and gentlemen, please notice that exits are conveniently located at the front and rear of this auditorium. When leaving the theater, we suggest that the exit at the front of the auditorium will allow you easier access to the parking areas. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mike Butler.
And I'm Michael Field.
And this is Forgotten Cinema, a show where we talk about films that seem to be forgotten by audiences, whether it be because a more popular movie was released at the same time, or the film simply didn't catch on with an audience in its initial run. We'll discuss what we love about the movie, maybe don't love about it, but we'll always recommend you revisit it. You never know. You might find your own forgotten gem. If you enjoy us, Forgotten Cinema, we're everywhere. We're on Reddit. Go on Reddit.
We are inevitable.
Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. We're everywhere. The backlog over 350 episodes. Who knows how many if you count our shorts for your pleasure. Go ahead, like, rate, subscribe, comment. That really helps the podcast out. And that's what I got.
I'm just thinking about the Matrix now. I hate this place. Mike, what's going on?
Oh, nothing much.
Here it comes. Here comes.
I was just hosting a beautiful party for Town and Country magazine for my friends for Christmas in Savannah, Georgia, when all of a sudden my secret lover came and he made a spat. He made a real show of it. And, I told him to get lost. And then he came back later in the night. We had an argument again. He tried to kill me, but guess what? I killed him first. But now I'm in jail.
What?
I got to find a defense. The writer for Town and Country became my good friend, and he is working tirelessly with all manner of people in Savannah, Georgia, to find out how I can exonerate myself. And I do appreciate that. Hopefully he does, or else I'll go away from murder, and I can't have any of my fabulous Christmas parties.
Nice. If you hear dogs barking, those are my dogs. But you know what? We're going to keep going because we don't care.
I was too in the zone.
Who cares? That's right. We're doing Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. Quite a long title. I had seen it. You had not seen it. And I
knew the title, but I didn't know anything about the movie.
You know what? I don't know how it got on the list. I don't know. I can't remember who picked it here. It might have been. Was it you?
I think we talked about it, or you mentioned it on another podcast episode. So me being me, every time I edit, I go, okay, all right, I got to add it to the list if we talk about it.
This is definitely one of the movies that I kind of wanted to go back to because I really didn't have a good idea of what I thought. You know, I kind of knew some stuff, but did I like it? That kind of thing. So this will be interesting. All right. So let's Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. Oof. 155 minutes. Rated R. Production budget of $35 million. It came out on Friday, November 21st, 1997. So this is a Thanksgiving film. Opening weekend, it did 5.2 million. Domestic 25. It did not have an international release, or at least, I don't have any numbers there, for a worldwide total of $25 million. So clearly did not do well in the box office. Production company was Warner Brothers, and they also distributed it, and you also had Malpaiso, right? That's
Malpaiso. Yeah, Malpaiso.
I think that's Eastwood's production company.
That sounds right.
Yeah. And then Silver Pictures.
So I don't think that's the first time we've done a movie with them.
Right. So I said it came out on the 21st. Let's go back to, why am I going back to the 4th? No, the 14th, where you had wide releases of The Jackal, re-release of The Little Mermaid, and a release of The Man Who Knew Too Little. And
I've seen all of those.
Hey, there you go. And a limited release of One Night Stand.
No, I didn't see that.
The week that this came out, 21st, it went up against in a wide release, The Rainmaker, Anastasia, and Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
I've seen all those movies.
Unfortunately. And we did an episode on one.
Anastasia and Mortal Kombat Annihilation, I probably actually saw when they came out there.
Nice.
And then The Rainmaker I saw, obviously.
But we also did Annihilation for...
Well, that's right. For the nuke, the second our console to screen.
Yes.
We did the original before. Yeah.
Where are you?
Annihilation is great.
Yeah.
You should watch that. It's actually a fun episode to watch our console.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
But the movie is not great. I don't know. Why would you say it's
no,
great?
but it's a fun episode. I bet our episode.
Yes, yeah. So the week after, it's not really the week after, it's the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. So the 26th, you had a wide release of Flubber and Alien Resurrection.
A movie we did on our lead up series.
That's right. And limited release of Welcome to Sarajevo. Surprised that, I guess, no, Flubber's big.
Flubber was definitely a big one.
And Alien Resurrection's a big movie, fourth film after the third, and she's back. So yeah.
I've seen all those except for the Sarajevo, and I've seen all those.
Look at you. Look at you.
I don't often have seen, like, there's always like a few that in your list that I'm like, I don't even know what that is. I've seen
mid to late 90s is your wheelhouse.
Yeah, I guess so.
Although you never really saw Scream 2, so which is interesting because that was 97 as well.
Well, I saw Scream 2, but only once.
Oh, right.
Way long ago, so I didn't remember anything.
Right. All right. This film is directed by Clint Eastwood, like I said. He has 11 Oscar nominations, and he's won 2 Oscars for Best Picture and Director for $1 Million Baby. Written by John Lean Hancock. He has done The Blind Side, Saving Mr. Banks, and then recently the Talamasca, The Secret Order that's on AMC? TNT? AMC, I think.
I know of it, but I don't know.
Yeah. I always just remember because I always kept seeing the commercial where Elizabeth Perkins is always going, Talamasca. I was like, okay. It's obviously based on a novel by John Berendt, who he's the character that John Cusack is playing in this. It's not using his name, but this is pretty much based on a true story. Or true events, excuse me, I should say. Cinematographer was Jack Green, who's nominated for an Oscar for Unforgiven. He's also done Twister and Serenity.
These pipes go Serenity's a movie we did.
These pipes go 30 feet down. How do you know that? Composer was Lenny Niehaus, who's done A Perfect World and The Bridges of Madison County. Those are obviously Eastwood films. Edited by Joel Cox, who won an Oscar for Unforgiven. He was also nominated for American Sniper and $1 Million Baby. Again, Eastwood films. Eastwood usually works with the same crew, I should say. This film has John Cusack as our writer, John Kelso, Gross Point Blank, High Fidelity, 1408.
The movie we did.
Identity.
And a movie he wrote about in a movie review.
Oh, yes. Yeah, if you go to Feeling Creative, feelingcreative.com. I'm doing movie reviews now for them. So, and they connect to Forgotten Cinema as well too. So just to kind
did you mention how the director's cut ending ruins the film? You've never seen.
Why did you not read the review? I mentioned in one of I talk about the 4 alternate endings.
Yeah.
So yeah. But I kind of took for that review. I took a lot of the notes that we had for the movie.
Sure. Yeah.
So, but we don't, I'll get back to that later. Also, John Cusack's in Identity.
A movie we did as well.
There you go. Kevin Spacey as Jim Williams, the gentleman that Butler was imitating. 2 Oscar wins for American Beauty and The Usual Suspects. He's also in the TV show House of Cards. Jack Thompson as Sonny Seiler, who is the lawyer for Jim. He's in. Do you remember what role he played in Attack of the Clones? Does he look familiar to you?
One of the aliens, I guess.
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, no.
He's also in Breaker Morant. Irma P. Hall as Minerva. She is the voodoo woman.
He's Krieg Lars. He's Owen Lars's. He's the guy that married Shmi Skywalker. Okay. He comes out all busted up with no leg. Okay. The Tusken Raiders. I meant to go get her, son. I couldn't get her.
There you go. There you go. Nice. Irma P. Hall is Minerva, who is the voodoo woman. She's in The Lady Killers, the 97, the remake that the Coen brothers did. And she's also in Collateral.
The movie we did.
That's right.
And one of my favorite movies of all time.
You don't have to keep saying that. Everybody knows that.
I love that movie. It's a great movie. We should watch it again.
Jude Law is Billy Hansen, our hustler. That is our victim. Nominated for an Oscar for Cold Mountain.
A movie we just did.
A Talented Mr. Ripley. And he also was in The Order, which I keep trying to tell Butler to watch.
You got to watch The Order. I do want to see that.
Alison Eastwood. Yes, she's related as Mandy Nichols, the love interest of John Kelso.
Baby.
And the reason he stays in New Orleans. She's in The Mule and Pool Hall Junkies. Paul Hipp as Joe Odom. He is the, I guess, the fun-loving party guy, you would say. He's the guy that knows everybody.
He's that guy you would, if the movie took place in New Orleans, you'd be like, oh, yeah, I got it.
He just shows up with a buggy and carriage and he's just like, I gotta
jamming on the piano.
Money. Yeah.
Let's go to my house. Is this really your house? No, but we're having a party here anyway.
It seems like fun.
Yeah.
He's in Face Off, Bad Lieutenant, and the TV show Bosch Legacy. Lady Chablis as Chablis DeVoe. She's pretty much playing herself. She is only in one other movie. It's a TV movie Partners, but she is basically well known in the area. She's a big time famous drag queen in the area where they shoot this. So, and she is a character. It's like she is the same person that John Berendt when he was down there. Yeah. So he wrote about her. So she's in the movie, which I guess, meta. Right?
I thought it was pretty interesting. Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
Dorothy Loudon as Serena Dawes from the TV. She is the older woman that she has like a couple scenes. Yeah. She's in All My Children, Murder, She Wrote, and then Detective Boone, Leon Rippey as Detective Boone, who's Deadwood TV show Deadwood. If you've seen that, you would kind of be like, oh, he looks familiar. That's where he's from.
He's in a ton of
He's a character actor.
Oh, that guy.
Hey, Bob Gunton in there, Jeffrey Lewis, Michael Rosenbaum. I think it was his first role.
Yep.
James Gandolfini, but I missed him. He's a diner cook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I missed it. So
he was probably when the fly guy puts the thing on the table and then she kicks him out in the diner. He was probably looking at him.
Yeah.
I was too distracted by the flies. So
all right. So let's get into what we thought. This is a long film.
You son of a gun.
I know. And you know what because I don't know where to start because it's just so long. Where do you got for me? Where do you want to go?
I was so mad when I saw the runtime of this movie. I was late at night and I was like, I'm just going to put this in real quick. And then I saw the runtime and I texted you immediately. I was like, almost 3 hours. Is this your Revenge for Gold Mountain? I was like, what is this? And I don't even know anything about this movie. And I'm like, what am I about to watch? This 3 hours. Mm-hmm. It's so long, but it's not bad. I enjoyed this film. It's not perfect. It kind of meanders like crazy. But it's just so weird. It's such a weird movie that I don't know how to feel about it. And at the end, I think I like it. I think I enjoyed my time with it as much as it meandered. And I was just like, I don't know what this movie is trying to say. I think it's trying to say a lot of different things at the same time. But I think maybe it's to the credit of the actors in the film and to Clint Eastwood's credit that the movie is as watchable as it is without me going like, I hate you, Field. I hate you, Field. I hate you, Field. I think the casting is just really well done. I think the directing's well done. I can't say the writing is well done because it does meander so much, but maybe that's also Clint Eastwood not knowing when to cut when he should. Okay. But I did end up actually really liking this movie. And I think the weirdness of it is a really good, it helps the film. And that's the only thing I can really say, because it is such I shouldn't enjoy this film because normally I would just kind of be like, it has so many problems with pacing. But I did really like it. And I think maybe because it's a slice of life that's so weird. But I did actually end up, not hating it at the end of it. Yeah.
Do you find that you would have wanted would this have been a different film if Eastwood wasn't directing it? Because Clint Eastwood's style is he doesn't get in the way of the story. It's very whatever's it's on screen. He lets the actors play on screen and deliver on screen. He doesn't there's not a lot of visual.
No, there's no cuts or interesting camera angles.
He's not like there to like with just to compare him to somebody like Spielberg. Spielberg is obviously designing shots. I've talked about it before, how the camera's an organic part of his storytelling process where it's because he's directing you what you should pay attention to.
It's like the crew is telling the story as much as the cast.
Right. Yeah. But Eastwood is not that kind of director. It's very much just like this is what we need to do. It's on screen. And he being a actor himself, I think he allows the actors to kind of deliver what the story is,
which is usually to the credit and why a lot of his movies are very successful.
No, right, because and I think he does have a firm grasp of storytelling. It's just that's his storytelling technique. So my question is, do you think that this is if you had a different director doing this film, you might have liked it a little bit more if there was more of a visual aspect to it? Because
I think yes, I think it would have been, but I think it would have been a tighter film,
right?
And more interesting. So I think that's why I think that Clint Eastwood, it's very dry and his directing style is very dry. He's telling a very interesting story with interesting actors playing these parts. And that's what kind of gets him by here. I think anyone else doing it, like I can't help but compare it kind of to The Rainmaker because it is so similar in terms of it's the same year. It's kind of Southern. It's a law story, but that's a more interesting film because it's tighter, it's quicker, it goes. And this is it's very much it's slower. And I think that another director would have played with the camera more, would have cut up the edit more to make it more interesting. But would I have lost that slice of life that Clint Eastwood is kind of presenting by letting the camera linger, by giving me these extraneous scenes that I don't need? Would I have liked it as much? Like, why do we need the Lady Chablis scene where they're in the kind of
the debutante
ball?
Yeah.
Why do we need that? What did it really do for the film other than have her say, "Yeah, I'll go do the courtroom thing"?
Right.
We don't need that scene to have that 2-second piece of dialogue.
Right.
But the scene is it's fun. I enjoyed it. It's just something that was that Clint Eastwood had. I don't know if any other director would keep that scene.
That makes my point. Whereas he lets Lady Chablis
do her thing,
perform in that scene.
Yeah.
Like he's not like, and so that scene doesn't work, if she's not the way she is. And he recognizes that. That's all I'm saying. Like that's his style. He's like, he knows, he lets the actors do what they do best. And he doesn't, if they're in frame and they perform well, it's like, let's move on. Like, which I like, because it's a one shot.
Yeah.
If this film wasn't based on a true story, I would feel like this, because it feels like a fairy tale type of movie. Because of the world,
because they add the voodoo aspect.
There's the voodoo
to
stuff. The guy that's walking the imaginary dog. There's just a different way we do things here and down in New Orleans. And
it's Savannah, Georgia.
Savannah, excuse me. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm saying New Orleans.
Because it seems like New Orleans. The whole movie is like
the South.
Yeah, it's like we're used to watching things like that in New Orleans. Not usually. We don't think of any of this stuff going on in Savannah, Georgia.
But it's just, there's a different way of doing things.
Yes.
And if it wasn't based on a true story, I wonder if you would lean into that fairy tale aspect, storytelling of this, because the fact that it's a true story and you're just kind of locked in, and then you have the mystery angle, like, will he get off? So you have the trial. So I think, to your point, in terms of how this film doesn't feel long, like that carries the movie through most of it.
Sure. Yeah. Well, let's talk about the voodoo hoodoo stuff.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Because I was kind of digging it until the end. Like, and not even with
when she tells him we got to go to
what's her character's name?
Minerva. When she tells him we got to go to the grave. We got to
go back.
Tell Billy to stop
Billy's grave. I was still into it then, and then it lost me during Jim's heart attack.
Well, he didn't. He have a heart attack in real life? Something.
He did have a heart attack in real life, but it wasn't like
you're saying
directly
that
after
because
the trial.
you're saying that Billy got caught.
It was Billy's spirit, which is done in such a cheesy TV movie kind of way. Not even that I hate that aspect of it, but it's the whole film is Minerva's part of it anyway. That whole voodoo hoodoo, her trying to save Jim's soul and kind of rescue Billy's soul from damnation.
Right.
Is kind of, you're looking at it from John's perspective of what's going on. And he's skeptical, but he's keeping a somewhat open mind. He's going there. He's doing stuff. But you're never given a definitive answer. And then you're given this kind of definitive answer with a heart attack in such a cheesy way.
I don't think it's definitive.
I mean, no, because only Jim's really seeing it.
You're talking about when he falls down and
when he's seeing the ghost of Billy, Billy's head turns around.
That's just because Jim was in the room at the time when all that happened. So
sure.
And if he's dying, he's having hallucinations. You know that's part of sometimes when people pass away.
Sure. Yeah. But I just didn't know how I felt about that final scene.
I think it's just artistic license. I believe the way I believe in this story, the same thing that what Jim said in the car when Kelsey was like, I thought you didn't believe in this stuff. Why are you doing this? Like, well, I don't, but just
it doesn't hurt. Yeah, just in case.
That's what I think.
I like that line. Yeah.
Here's a hot button. What do you think of Kevin Spacey in the movie?
It's not the
Calm down.
Yes. When we do these movies, we talk about the character and the acting, not their outside proclivities. This isn't the first time he's done a Southern. Well, no, House of Cards is what I'm thinking of, where he does Southern.
Yeah, that's
accent.
more of a it's not as it's not
gentlemanly.
I was gonna say flamboyant, but that's not the word.
He's not flamboyant. Yeah. He's good, but he's never really given a chance to really emote.
There's only a couple of times where you kind of see him get upset. Or see him crack. And I think that's on purpose. I think he's trying to always hide who he is to everybody.
Yes, he's always trying to be the perfect host and gentleman no matter what.
Perfect friend.
Which is kind of the very Southern thing to do.
Yes.
The Southern gentleman to do.
Yes. And like almost like it's a purpose. I think it's purposely oblivious nature to like towards the end of the trial. Like he does admit to John what really happened, but then when he realizes he doesn't need to admit it, he's right back to his performance.
Yep.
And he's right back to like even but before that, when he's like all these people that they're off the Christmas list. Like, you know, it's almost like he doesn't ever really he puts forth that he never really thinks that this is going to be serious.
Yes.
Until the end, when he does break and tell his friend what happens, tell John what really happened, and then right back to where he doesn't need to worry about that.
Because the whole time he's thinking he's going to get off, he's going to get out scot-free, and then it's like, nope.
Yeah.
Things aren't going so well for you.
Mm-hmm. Like the whole idea of, and that kind of thinking is also that kind of mentality, that the fact that everybody knew that Jim liked men.
Yes.
But like they know when it's
the worst kept secret.
But if you don't say it out loud, it's not really true. And if he doesn't shove it in your face, then I guess it's not like that kind of idea.
Your mother already heard it in the courtroom, but she didn't hear it from me.
Right. And then they have the mother sitting outside when he's doing it. And here's the thing I wanted to ask you here. When this took place, the actual events took place in the 80s. And this film doesn't do that. This film takes place in the
97.
90s. So does that, to me, I thought the way they were behaving about that seemed very like, oh, it's older. It's not. This doesn't feel like their thoughts and their ideals don't feel like late 90s ideals. These feel like early 80s ideals. Do you think that?
It's the Deep South. I do.
So you thought that because it's the Deep South?
Then yes, racism and homophobia run rampant. So I totally bought it, and they're all kind of like sighing, like they don't like what he's saying, but they're not in an uproar. So I was like, it kind of fits.
Okay, because I thought the how it was taboo, so much taboo that it felt like this feels like older thinking.
The questioning of Michael Rosenbaum's character, I did think was like that.
Okay,
because he was weaponizing it there.
Well, that's really the only time it really comes. It's really
when Jim is saying it, he's saying it, and people are like and rolling their eyes, and I was like, that fits. But yeah, Michael Rosenbaum's one where he's like, "You gay, son? You taking the man?"
Oh,
like, I was like, whoa,
well,
calm down.
That's
what
his lawyer. I guess why would his lawyer? Yeah.
I was like, well, that's no bearing on the case. Mm-hmm. I don't know why the judge is allowing this, but okay.
Did you see that the judge it was played by the lawyer?
The judge was the lawyer. Yeah, I thought that was
the
cool.
original case. Yeah, like he
liked the way that the actor portrayed it. He's like, that's pretty good.
He
got his mannerisms.
I liked the comment. That I like the quote when Eastwood was like, you should just come and you should be the judge. He's like, I'm not a judge. I'm not an actor. He's like, Isn't that what lawyers do? They perform. And I was like, man, Eastwood he just gets it. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
it's true. Except for that one movie about the guys who stopped the terrorists on the train. They were not good performers.
Oh, the 16.
I can't remember the name of the movie.
Yes, it was I know because they were the real people.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like sometimes
they were fine.
Sometimes it doesn't. That movie is horrendous.
Fine.
I mean, they're heroes. Absolute heroes.
They were fine.
No, that movie is horrendous.
They were fine.
That's why you never hear about it anymore. It was bad.
While we're talking actors,
yes.
I was actually like John Cusack is a good actor, but there are a lot of movies, and we've done a couple where it's John Cusack, like doing John Cusack things. You know
I think he's almost always John Cusack.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? But like, there's always there's a style to his performance at some point. It's in a lot of his movies.
Yeah. He puts that John Cusack spin on it.
But not here.
There are a couple of moments when he's at the party. I feel like he's a little John Cusack-y.
Okay.
But yeah, he's an investigator, so he's a little more serious and a little more. He lets everyone else kind of do that.
Which I thought was I don't know if that was his choice or that was Eastwood's choice or that was something that came together. But I really appreciated that. Like he didn't like take over.
Yes,
like, it was just like he was a stranger in a strange land, pretty much, and he was just trying to find his way. And then obviously they have his love story and his angle, how he finds who he is and that kind of thing.
Yeah, he's very much reminded me of, and I guess I obviously never read the novel for this before, but like of a novel character, like the main character in Farewell to Arms, or even oh my god, the main character in Great Gatsby.
DiCaprio.
No, Tobey Maguire's character.
Oh, I don't know.
But the narrator in Great Gatsby, like those kind of characters where the story, they're part of the story, but yet they have an understated role and allow the characters, a wild cast of characters, to kind of be the center of attention at all times. And I think that this movie does a really good job maybe of mirroring the book. If that's the case.
Movie definitely feels like a book brought to screen. And not in a bad way. And we've talked about that before, where how like some of the movies that we have done were adaptations, and it just felt like they just pulled from the page and kind of like let it lay there. But like for some reason, Eastwood can figure that formula out for me for this. Like he just
for this, I agree. Yeah. Otherwise, I would have been bored out of my mind. But he does a really good job of it.
Yeah.
But I think that part of that's like finding that cast of characters. Mm-hmm. Part of that's Lady Chablis or whatever.
Chablis?
Chablis. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? Yeah. Okay. Lady Chablis, like finding her and being like, I need you to play yourself, like was inspired because she carries like a lot, like the debutante ball. She carries a lot of those scenes of like, like just having that kind of lightheartedness that kind of like alleviates the seriousness of
she's a performer first and foremost. I don't think it was difficult for Eastwood to get her to be herself on screen.
Oh yeah, she does get stage shows and comedy. Yeah.
I mean, she was you could tell she was ad-libbing, and they were just trying to keep up, which is funny.
Cusack's like
it's funny to watch Cusack just try to keep up with her.
Yep.
Which is great because it's like I'm sure as an actor he appreciates that. It keeps him on his toes, and he's just like working with her.
I'm sure there's a lot of bloopers where he broke. But
no,
it was good
for sure. Like absolutely.
When she's trying to figure out why they're at the debutante, she names the cousin, and she's like. Oh, I'm surprised she got there being like a whore or whatever that she is.
Yeah.
And it's like in front of like the mom or whatever. It's just like awesome. What did you think about John's relationship to Mandy? Because like
Mandy's the
girl
interest. Yes.
Like it just kind of, for me, it didn't ring true. Like that he ends up with her.
Well, she just shows up in his apartment at the beginning. Like, I need ice. And
I need ice. Come with me to this party.
Which I love the fact that I got to go to bed. And then he goes to bed. And then she's like, I need ice. Like, how late is this party? Like, what is going on here?
Everybody
like, first of all,
were you going to bed at 8? Don't stop.
Were you going to bed at like 7 or 8 at night?
Well, maybe he was jet lagged because he just came in from the thing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I do like her line though. The best, it's better to, like I'm paraphrasing, but like the best way to be at a party is be on the outside. I do believe that. I cannot stand like you're in the middle of the party. It's like, it's just too many people. You're
also not experiencing the party because it's just all noise and you're not really.
Yeah. I'd rather just be on the fringe. That's why I like that. And I felt like, and again, I just sat here and praised the adaptation angle, but I feel like we're missing out. We're missing a lot of stuff that's in the book. I think this is probably because honestly, Butler, like this isn't really Jim's story. I mean, it is Jim's story, but like you say, he's in the cell.
Yeah, Jim's stuck in the cell, so John's got to be the guy telling.
And I don't know if we got a lot of stuff for Kelso to really kind of understand why he would fall for a girl like Mandy, why she matters, why this person in his life right now matters. Where is Kelso coming from in terms of like his past, his relationships? Where is like when we
he had a wife that left him because his first book didn't do well. Like okay,
and you get that story, but that's a show don't tell kind of thing. Like you're just telling me. So and you only meet him as soon as he enters Savannah. So you don't even meet this. And I talked about it already. It's a stranger in a strange land. You don't even meet the stranger in his own element. So you meet him in the strange land and you have to learn about him. And then you have to learn about their relationship and Mandy and I understand like the conversation they have in the flower shop about how she talks about what flowers he's like, oh, well, flowers to get somebody you like. And will these die in a day? Or if that's what you're into. I thought that was a really cool set of dialogue, but I like it, but it feels just kind of like, here it is. Like, you know what I mean?
It felt very like we need a love interest in this movie because it's a movie. Like, I don't know if that would really have happened. Like, again, I didn't read the book and I don't know what happened in real life, but I don't buy that he stays in Georgia and I don't buy that he stays with her.
I don't believe that's based in the book. Like in real life, I think he was there for 5 years doing the case, but then he left.
Yeah. I didn't buy it.
So then why give him a love interest? Like, why write that?
I don't think it needs that. I don't think the love story should be it's Jim and Billy's love story.
Yeah. I think
it's love gone wrong.
I think you probably want to, when Jim tells Kelso, you're like, you're my friend. You're really my friend. I want you to know that. I was like, okay, but like, I maybe mind that a little bit more, like really have Kelso. So like, cause when Kelso feels betrayed and when Jim tells him the truth and he feels betrayed, I don't really feel as betrayed as Kelso does because I didn't really buy their friendship. in terms
you didn't get enough of it.
Yeah.
Like you got one nice party, which is great.
Yes.
But that friendship should have developed with a couple more stops into the cell.
He should have gone to the bachelor party the night before because he talked about
because then spend more time. Yeah.
Yes.
Get one or two more scenes where we're spending time.
And clearly that's the debauchery party, which I want to see anyways. So
I think I just didn't buy that love story. And you're right about Jim and John's relationship isn't like strong enough.
Yeah. But we talk about in films all the time where they put a love interest in to have a love interest, to have a female character in the role who's primarily just there to service the men in the and I think that's part of that.
Why they have to do it.
I think that's the thinking. Why that's there.
I think if you did the movie now, you wouldn't have that. I think it would focus more on Jim and Billy, which is what I think the movie needed more Jim and Billy.
Well, scenes. I think you would also definitely have more conversations or more scenes about Jim's sexual identity, and you would absolutely be doing a lot of that stuff.
Like we talk about Billy, like, he was this up-and-coming artist. He had a matte black Dodge Charger or whatever.
Yeah, you would learn more about him.
I want to know more about his art skills because right now Billy just comes off as kind of a psychopath.
Well, he also
not a psychopath, but kind of like a spoiled. But kind of like a spoiled brat.
And they also had that conversation with the older woman where she talked about Billy was making the rounds, like when men and women.
Oh yeah, he was sleeping with everybody.
And so let's see some of that. Let's understand to understand Billy, let's understand why he's doing this kind of stuff.
My main issue with John's disgust at the true story, what happened, is that in my mind, Jim is completely justified in what he did. Mm-hmm. The trigger was pulled. Okay, the gun, he didn't do the safety or the gun jammed. Grab your gun and shoot him. I don't understand. That's manslaughter at worst, but it's not. To me, Jim still seems like an innocent man.
I agree.
Maybe harder for a jury to just let him go, but still innocent to me.
I agree. If someone comes up to you and is going to shoot you and it
just jams,
he's clearly going to try to turn the safety back on.
No, I agree with you. So I don't. I don't think he would have gotten convicted.
I don't think either, but I think I should still have felt a little bad for Billy.
Well,
by not knowing more about Billy than his temper tantrum, I'm like, all right.
I'll say this though, he would get convicted because he steps over him and shoots him again.
Oh yeah, it's manslaughter.
So that part of it,
he'd have gotten the manslaughter charge for sure.
Yeah,
and covering up the crime wouldn't have looked good. He would have gotten a few years. But,
because he lied. Yeah, absolutely.
But
Savannah.
I should feel more toward Billy because I think the movie wants me to, and it's just I can't because I don't know more about Billy.
Yeah,
Billy's holding on to this anger that Minerva can't get rid of even at the end. Oh, you're gonna be damned to hell if you don't. Come on.
Yeah,
and she's like, fine, be like that. And she walks off.
Do you think she realized that he was gonna kill Jim? Do you think she?
Well, I think that's the whole point. Is that she knows. No, but I think she understood there was no convincing Billy. She doesn't have the power to stop the spirits, but she had the power to help him pass to the other side and let go of that anger.
Right.
So when he doesn't, she's just she lets go and she knows that Jim's going to get killed.
Gotcha.
Or that Billy's going to seek revenge. But it's just I don't know about Billy's anger. Minerva seems to.
We don't know.
We
don't know enough about Billy.
And not that I want this movie to be any longer, but I feel like you could cut some scenes in expense for cut all the love interest scenes for John and add in more about Billy.
You just need you just need to have more stuff with John and Jim and their friendship if you're going to cut I think if you're going to cut the Mandy stuff.
Yeah, you got to add more of that.
Yeah, but the Lady Chablis stuff kind of melds into the Mandy stuff. That whole idea of the Savannah, not only the Savannah nightlife, but the Savannah the friends you make and your circle of friends and the people that are there, like the Joe Odom and Mandy and Lady Chablis, they all know each other. There's more people that
the guy with the dog, the invisible dog. Hey, how you doing?
It's almost like maybe Kelso comes from a place Northeast where there, community is not a huge thing. It's more like, if you're in New York City, you're you just head down.
Which I think is where he says.
Where you come to Savannah, we're like, no, you're part of the community. You're part of your family here. Everybody, we're going for a picnic. There's no arguing. And Lady Chablis is we're having some of my chicken. Let's go. There's no saying no, we were going to go do, no, we're going. You just don't argue. That kind of idea.
Yeah.
So I think that, that works in that way. But again, I'm assuming stuff, I'm adding the flavor for Kelso. That's not in the movie. So, and we don't like to rewrite the stuff, but it probably would have been nice to see a lot of that.
Yeah.
I got some reviews for you.
Lay them on me.
Ebert, your buddy. Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil is a book that exists as a conspiracy between the author and the reader, but the movie never reaches takeoff speed. Its energy was dissipated by being filtered through the deadpan character of Kelso.
I mean, I think that speaks against what we were saying about how Kelso is deadpan so other people can shine.
Yeah, but I mean, he's the straight guy in the film, so he's not.
Yeah,
I mean, not everybody can be flamboyant.
But I guess Ebert wants the main character to be more interesting, but he's the observer in this story.
Yeah, he's us.
Yeah. So I disagree.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, did you hear that, Roger? Janet Maslin from the New York Times, another one you'd love. Yet for all the film's hard work at capturing Savannah's spirit, there is seldom enough context to make these characters seem anything but adorably whimsical to excess. So she is saying it's all surface. There's nothing deep. But you get to know Lady Chablis a little bit more.
I think you get to know her. Minerva, you don't really get to know. She's kind of a flavor.
But she's not. Exactly.
I mean, how many characters? There's so many characters in this film.
There's so many people in this film, but we really only focus on
a few,
3 or 4.
Yeah.
So
I guess her review's kind of fair.
Well, that's just a line from the review. That's not the full
line from that review seems fair.
Would you recommend this film to people? To anybody? Who would you recommend it to?
I mean, I think I would, but I just don't know who. Like, I enjoyed it. But I like movies, and like I was forced to watch this.
What?
Like for the show?
Forced?
You had to watch this.
You got to watch this. You got the opportunity to watch this.
I don't know.
I think I know. Show this to.
I know you would show this to everyone.
Oh, stop it! No, okay. Well, hold on. I'll answer the question then first.
How about you go first? Yeah, you go first this time.
I think people who would like this film are actors, probably people who enjoy that craft or enjoy good acting, because there is that in there. It's if you read the book, obviously, I think people who just like books in general probably would enjoy it because it feels like you're watching a book, kind of thing. Yeah. It's long, so it's tough to recommend to a casual viewer. I obviously wouldn't. I kind of think like this is one of those films that I wouldn't recommend to people who were not around when it was like, people born in 2000 who have no idea, unless you're into film or something like that.
Have been around during
right. It's not I don't believe this is a film that will kind of last the test of time. And it's definitely not in Eastwood's top 5 or top 10, at least. I mean, we did A Perfect World, which we both love. But Unforgiven, like the movies that I listed, like $1 Million Baby, like Eastwood has done a lot of other bigger films that have done really well. Even American Sniper's got some drama in there without Baby's fake. But yes. So, so it's not really his best. So it would be difficult to. This is like a deep cut referral. So like, you're like, you know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? If we had somebody like, if we had a third body on the show, it's like, I just love film. Show me film. I'd be like, here you go. Watch this. Like, it's one of those type of films. It's like, I'm
a filmmaker. Yeah. I think book fans, you're right. Yeah. I think this does play like a novel. But yeah, it's a tough recommend. Yeah. I enjoyed watching it. I just don't know who else. They'd have to have like our sensibilities or like novels. Yeah.
Yeah. And, you'd have to be able to separate. I really also think you'd have to separate the character that Kevin Spacey is playing from the actor and the person that Kevin Spacey is. Because
I think you have to do that every time.
But I think a lot of people have a hard time doing that with obviously with people that are, not so nice people, but like, and I get it. I'm not here to disagree with you. If you can't do that, you can't do that. That's fine. I can do that. You know what I mean? Like, Michael Jackson is a great performer and he's iconic, but I'm not going to ignore the other stuff. So yeah. So, but like all the actors of old, go back and look at all the stuff they used to do. It ain't so great. So, it's not it's,
I mean, if you're watching this episode, you should probably go watch the movie if you haven't already.
Oh, what?
The people watching this episode, if they're watching it this far,
I would imagine that nobody watches this episode unless they've seen the film. I mean, if you're listening and watching this and you haven't seen the film, you'd be lost. So then, why is it forgotten?
All the things we said. I think it's a Kevin Spacey vehicle. That doesn't help it.
I'm sure
it's almost 3 hours long. It came out with. Tons of movies came out.
It's definitely it's a good release though. It
is a good release date, but it also came out against The Rainmaker.
True. I don't know if they expected The Rainmaker to be. I mean, it's Francis Ford Coppola, obviously, John Grisham book,
exactly.
Damon. I don't think they expected it to be a huge hit.
I'm not saying necessarily. Maybe they went up to head and they were like, I think we got it, and they were like, you did. And
they're two different types of films, but yeah. kind of
Southern lawyer film.
Sure.
I mean, it's so similar. Plus all the other films that had come out. It was a rough release period in terms of the competition, not in terms of when it came out. I think that the length doesn't help it. Length like that does not help anything. Whimsical characters in a true crime kind of story. I feel like true crime does better now.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the flavor now. I don't know if it was necessarily the flavor in 97.
Do you think that this would be ripe for a reboot remake kind of thing?
I think this would do really well as like a
series.
4-part, a really limited series.
Yeah.
Like 4, don't make it 8, but 4 parts.
We'll see.
And be like
4 hour-and-a-half episodes.
You do you get to know Jim, John, and Billy at the first episode.
Sure.
Then deal with all the Lady Chablis stuff, all of the compiling the evidence.
Sure.
And the last episode is the trial and what happens to Jim.
Okay.
And just boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And I think we would get everything that we wanted, that we think the movie is missing, even though the movie's already crazy long.
Yeah.
But I think that's how you would do it.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, to add to your Why It's Forgotten, it's also not Eastwood's best, like I said before. So I think that kind of adds to it too. Like,
when I want to watch an Eastwood, if I was somebody going, oh, show me all the other Eastwood movies.
Yeah. No, totally.
Yep.
All right. Where can they find us?
You can find us wherever you're here. Why? You know where to find us. You're watching us.
Oh,
but if you know one other place, ForgottenCinemaPodcast.com is a great place to check us out. We've got all our content there. Also our Patreon, ForgottenCinema.com or Patreon.com/ForgottenCinema. We have everything we do out there. If you're a free member and if you're a paid member, you get exclusive episodes. You get merch discounts. You get access to our chat thing on Discord. You get double votes on our audience choice episodes, all that kind of good stuff. And just like, rate, subscribe, all that stuff really helps the podcast get the word out about Forgotten Cinema. And if you'd like, we have our merch store, which the link should be right down there. Go buy some merch. Go check that out. We have some cool stuff for you.
Sweet. And join us next week as we are going. Is this an 80s film? It is an 80s. So Ron Howard, Gung Ho, starring Michael Keaton. It's just going to be us doing quotes. So get ready.
I haven't watched this in quite some time, so I'm very excited.
So that is next week. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I'm Mike Phil.
I'm Mike Butler.
And this has been Forgotten Cinema. Bye.
It's like a Tootsie Roll.
I forgot my favorite line. I love the line that he says, truth like art is in the eye of the beholder. Oh, right? All right, there we go. Now you can go. Bye.